Hello and welcome to Amby Marie Knits. My name is Amber. This is episode 79. This of course is a crafty channel, primarily knitting and crochet, but also sewing and spinning thrown in as well. And we've got lots of finished objects, but I think we should probably start with what am I wearing? Oh, of course you can always find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Amby Marie Knits. But guess what's done? Look at it. So, jumping right on into finished objects. This is the Go Dynamo Mystery Shawl 2024 from Stephen West, and it is finished. It still needs to be blocked. I cannot get it in here. I'm going to try and get a better finished object picture. It won't be complete because it hasn't been blocked yet, but to go ahead and put a big one over the screen here. But yarn. Black is dyed by me. The minis I used, they are the majority of them, they're all pretty twisted yarns. The majority of them are from the 2023 holiday advent countdown thing. I think I had some other minis I might have used too that are the right colors. But clue 4 was this right here, which I love how it looks. It's probably my favorite part of the shawl. And then the border that was optional, which I'm hoping blocking will fix. I did mess up on this. Of course, we always got to own our mistakes. That's what us knitters do. And I flip-flopped the colors for this as far as the main color and the contrast. And I should have done one row of the black before I bound off, so you can't really see the purple. But that's okay. I love it. It's huge, and it wears really well. I am definitely a grandma shawl wearer. And like it comes down pretty long. Like I said, I'm a little bit scared to block it to see how much it grows. But oh, it's so good. My ends are all woven in, but I always leave tails so I can block it. But just look how good the neons are. It makes me happy. Like, I'm so glad I got this done. But guess what? This is not my only finished object. I actually have multiple other ones to show you, between finished, mostly finished, and even a hoe for a half finished object. Also in this episode, we are going to talk about the Northwest Arkansas Fiber Festival I went to Saturday, and I've got some acquisitions to show you. So now that we've got the big one out of the way, which is just how amazing is this? I wonder, can this be a screenshot? We'll go. That better be my screenshot. We'll see what happens though. Okay, I'm going to try and wear this. It is not as cool as I would like inside for it being, you know, the middle of November, but that's okay. Cooler weather is coming. So, next finished object is a Forever Whip that I realized didn't have to last forever. So, this is a granny square blanket that I started in March of 2023. And I just was making squares, fingering weight held double on a, well, it says it's an I-9 boy hook, but it says it's a 5.25 millimeter, which if you look on Ravelry, that size doesn't actually exist, so I don't know. But I counted my squares and realized I had 36 of them, because I actually made a couple the other night that I forgot to show you guys last week. And I'm like, that's enough for a blanket. So joining is some Swish DK that I dyed in this gray. I used less than 2 skeins to join this together, which is kind of cool. Okay, this has got to go because I got to move my arms. And the method for the join as you go I did is by Hooked on Robin. I will make sure it is linked below. But look at it. It's so good. And like, this is a Memories blanket. This was actually a recent make. So this yarn right here, I'm pretty sure was Always Be Kind yarn. Not sure on that. At least some of this one is Hot Knit yarn. This one is Hot Knit yarn. I'm not sure. The middle of this is Movie Knitting from Kimber's Creations. That one's just a big old mess. This one is Johnny Bow Dyes. That was Mellow Yellow. This one was A Girl in Her Wool Who No Longer Dies. Like, there's just so much in here. I'm pretty sure this one right here, this red one, I'm pretty sure I dyed that. This one is Pretty Twisted Yarns. Hey, You're a Crazy Witch, held with something else. Like, there's so many memories on here. And I am not a big blanket on the couch person, but it looks good on my couch, so there it is. But yeah, picture of it laid out on the floor. I did not actually measure how big this is. Let's see. I mean, if I have one arm all the way out, it's about right here for my arm span. So, still, it is 6 by 6. I know I said there was 36 squares, but I did do 6 by 6 on it. But look at it. And it's so squishy. So, Forever Whip, done and over with. Now the only Forever Whip that I have left is my Jelly Roll blanket that I have not worked on in entirely too long, but that's all right. Okay, so that's the two biggest whips. Next up, no, whips. Finished objects. Who am I kidding? Finished. I finished things. All right, so the next one still needs to be blocked, but it is done. You saw these last week. I finished the fingerless mitts. There we go. Sorry, it's kind of hard to get on. So this one you saw last week. Okay, I swear these are squirrels. I did tree, mushroom, squirrel in this one. Mushroom, tree, and nuts there. Acorns. But yeah, they're pretty cool. They just still need to be blocked. I'm hoping that'll help even out my color work, but they're not terrible. So, first Christmas present is done. Next one is mostly finished. And by mostly, I mean the knitting is done. I have not woven in the ends or blocked it. This is another pair of mitts. So, patterns on this. The mitts, fingerless mitt pattern out of the Doodle Directory by Jamie Lomax, Pacific Knit Co. This one was the fingerless mitts pattern. I think I did the second size. These are fingerless mitts, but I used the mitten pattern. So the difference is, biggest difference, this has a thumb gusset. This has a, she called it an afterthought thumb. I would say a forethought thumb because you do put waste yarn in and then do it after. And these have little foxes on them. And some acorns. This one is actually straight out of one of the patterns in the book. Actually, it's on the cover right here. So I literally just followed the chart for this, except for I made them fingerless instead. So, weave in the ends and block this, but hey, gift knitting is going. So that is all the finished objects, but that's a lot. We're going to jump into whips, and as of this morning, I have a hoe, bag by me. Okay, so the socks I've been making, first one's done. Yarn dyed by me. It's so soft, I love this base. It's the 8515 base. So finish that off, and wouldn't you know, I have done the Italian cast off, bind off, Italian bind off 3 times today. First was on these socks, so I did 2 by 2, and then on the last round of it, I rearranged the stitches to make it 1 by 1, so I can do that bind off. And then I finished the mitt, so I had to do it. I did the one bind off there, and on the thumb. I really like it. Like, it takes a minute to get used to, but once you get in a rhythm, it's a really good bind off. But first sock's done. Second sock is, I mean, I started it. Tangled, of course. That's it. That's the toe. I'll get there. I may get some more done on it today. I'm not sure because I don't know what to do with my life now that I finished the MKAL. And we've still got 2 weeks before Advent start. Countdowns. I don't know. We'll see. So, that is my half-finished object. And then my only active whip that I have, bag made by me, is, I think I did a little bit on it since you saw it last. So my Blooming Breeze, mine, I say it's mine, it's not mine. It's going to be Virginia at Mad Knitters because samples. And I don't know if I've actually touched it since you saw it last. I don't think I have. I think I put this marker in for that purpose. But it will be getting more love now because I don't have anything else that I've cast on. I mean, I have more mitts and stuff to make another holiday knitting, like smaller projects, but we'll get there when I get there. So that is, okay, that's all the whips. Fix my leg again. So next up, we're going to go into acquisitions. So first one I want to show that I got in, and I have more stuff coming today, but I need to record now or never today. I did get the Freckled Whimsy Advent, the 24 stripe socks. Haven't opened it or anything, but I'm going to show the packaging if you don't want to see that. Don't look for a second. We've got this. I did get the DK weight this year, so that'll be faster. It did come with, or I got, it didn't come with, a 25 gram mini. These ones are in a clear package, so that way we can like start early, so it's not secret, so I'm going to show that. And then the color I got is this pretty color right there. So, really excited. I will get these started probably a day or two before I go and get the custom stuff going, or toes. So, with these kinds of socks, and socks in general, I enjoy toe up just as much as I enjoy top down. It depends on my mood. It also depends on my yarn management. If I need to manage my yarn, like I want to use all of DK socks or something like that, I will always do toe up, because then I can split them in two and I know I'm maximizing my yarn. These, I want to make sure I have all 24 stripes. Now, I've never done it with the DK one, but with fingering weight, you actually have enough to almost make 2 pairs of socks out of them, depending on what you're doing. So I will use a contrast for the toe. I will knit however many stripes I need to get to my heel. I will do a shadow wrap heel, and then I will knit whatever I need to make sure I have my full 24 stripes. Actually, with DK, probably don't want to do 24 stripes on the whole sock. I have a funny feeling it might be 12 and 12 maybe. I'm not sure. If anybody's done DK weight for the 24 stripe socks, can you please comment below and tell me how that worked out for you if you had all 24 stripes on both socks? Because I don't think that would work, because I usually do 24 stripes on my fingering weight. Huh. We will find out next month when that happens, and I'm planning on doing Vlogmas, so I will take you along with me while I figure this out. So there's that acquisition. The next one is one of my 24 day countdowns, 25, that I'm doing. This one is a stash vent one. So I have a group of friends. We all decided to do, some of us decided to do, stash vent. So 10 gram minis. And look how beautifully packaged this is. They did such a good job. So I'm excited to start opening that, and I actually do have a project in mind for it. I cannot pronounce it. I am going to put a picture of it here and it on the screen, but I am going to make that out of this box. The pattern is by Samantha Troya of Bumblebee Acres. So it just looks fun, especially for, I don't know what's in here. I know who it's from, but I don't know what's actually going to be in there, so I should have a pretty good array of colors. Next up, we are going to talk about my trip to the Northwest Arkansas Fiber Festival. That was last weekend. It was a fun little trip. Was not really intending on going, but one of my friends lives there, and she asked if I was going, and okay. The festival was like 2 blocks from her house, so that was really nifty. So we went, me and one of my other work friends, we drove down there, picked her up, and I got to introduce them to a fiber festival, even though they're both ones that can appreciate fiber arts, even though they may not actually do anything with them. Of course, I made some purchases, so let's jump right in. I knew I was going to buy little stuff. I was not going to buy yarn. I was mainly going to go see the sights, enjoy it, and then go out to eat with my friends. But sometimes you walk past a thing like this. Look at this. So this is from the Bobbin Weave. And guess what this colorway's name is? Lisa Frank. Go figure. It is a sport weight. It is 100% superwash merino, 328 yards. I have no clue what I'm going to do with this, but look at those speckles. Like, I can't, oh, I love it. So yeah, this was my big impulse purchase. Everything else I bought because I knew I was going to buy it to some extent, but this is just so good. So I bought that. Then also from the same place, I bought some stitch markers. This one is mine. It's a little beaded butterfly. Is it gonna focus? There we go. And then I did buy more as gifts for my knitty friends, so I will put a picture right here of some of those gifts. So I got myself a butterfly, and then there was a llama and some other butterflies, but I just love the bead weaving ones. And I don't use a lot of the fancy stitch markers and stuff. That's not really my thing. But sometimes you need a little bit of jewelry on your knitting. And I like these. So I got that. And I am going to put a little bit of video of, quite frankly, I walked through about half of it before I realized I was supposed to be recording things because I was just enjoying being there. But I do have some fun video that I'm going to put in. The next thing I got was some cotton candy. So this is from Ozark Highland Wool. There's their card. Dana, Susan, and Gabby, they're out of Harrison. And they also have a Facebook. You can follow them on there. So I've seen them multiple times at different places. They were, both times I've been to Lebanon, Fiber U, they were there. When I went to Eureka Springs, they were there. And Dana always has his spinning wheel, his e-spinner. He's probably the biggest person that influenced me. Not because he said or did anything, just because watching him do it. But like, that's cool. I want, just, it looked so much fun. Just every time I saw him, he's always sitting there spinning. So because of that, one of the things that influenced me to get my wheels that I have. So I did finally get some of their cotton candy. It's very high in fiber. I admit I am not sure what fiber this is other than wool. I'm pretty sure it's their own sheep. It's soft. Like, it's soft. And my goal with this is to eventually, I haven't spun since like, what, the second week of October. But I am planning on applying these two together because I just think that would look really, really cool together. That is my goal. I think these are each 1 ounce. Is what they are. So I got that. I am going to put some video. That's all I bought. I am going to put some video at the end of what I did take. There is some footage of the e-spinner going on. So that's pretty cool. And I do have Ozark Highland Wool's booth in there. Like I said, did not get as much. I did not get Bob and Weave's booth. I was enjoying being there. Also got to see Katie, and I cannot think of her husband's name right now, but the Yarn Adventure truck was there, so that's the first thing you saw when you walked in, and it was just a good time. And then after we walked around and stuff, saw everything there, me and my friends, we went and walked around. I would call it a square, but usually the square in a town is around a courthouse. This wasn't around a courthouse. But we were in Fayetteville, and we walked around where the farmer's market was, looked through that, some little stores around, and then we were trying to find a place to eat. Well, we ended up at Cheers at the OP. So it is an old giant post office, and it was really good. I had my first ever mimosas. So that was nifty. No, it was actually really cool. The atmosphere was really nice, and the food was really good. We had some lobster bisque, and then we got some like sides and appetizers and just all split that. So it was a really good time. And that's what that trip was like. Other life and stuff, non-yarny related. I'm still reading the Chronicles of Nick. I finished Infamous, and I am now on Inferno. Let me confirm that with the Goodreads before you take my word for it on that. So sorry. Okay, reading challenge, yes. I finished book 3, which was Infamous, and I am now reading, oh, it hasn't loaded on here. I'm now reading Inferno. That's the 4th book. So I'm getting there. Have not started anything else, but that's okay. I'm still reading, and I am at, I think that's at 82 books this year. Oh, right, wrong spot. 83. I'm at 83 out of 100. I don't think I'm going to hit 100 books this year. Not unless I start reading some really short books. But I'm still pleased with my progress. I think I had 50 down for last year, and I did like 60 something, so, or 70. I don't remember. But I'm happy with how much I've read this year. That's all I've got. That's all I wrote down on here anyway, so hopefully I'm not missing anything. I do want to thank everybody for hanging out and watching, and I will see y'all next week.